Hey everybody, welcome to Bourbon and Branding. I'm Jason.
I'm Dave.
And today we are going to be drinking a fan favorite and one that we really enjoy and I'm really excited about tonight to share Blanton's with you guys. We'll give you guys our thoughts and I'm, like I said, pretty excited about it.
How much do you pay for that?
Why do you ask?
Just curious. How much did that bottle cost?
It's about $70.
Mine didn't cost that much. I bought something else to compare it to. $23.99.
Benchmark single barrel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Want to dive in?
Yes. Let's dive in. All right, so Dave threw a curveball. So what we decided to do is we're just gonna do a blind or a double blind. I'm not really sure what to call it. But we have one Blanton's and one Benchmark single barrel. And Dave's gonna close his eyes, I'm gonna mix it up, and then I'll close my eyes and he'll mix it up. And then we'll put on the screen so you guys can follow along and see what we're tasting, but we might not be tasting the same thing.
No peeking.
And no peeking. And so I don't know. Dave did this to us tonight, so we're gonna give it a shot and see how it goes. See if, I guess, what is perceived as the
more expensive,
harder to get, more sought after Blanton's truly can beat out something that's readily available and $23, and it even tells us that with the nice orange sticker on it. So,
and mind you, these are California prices too.
That's true. So yeah, I don't think you can get Benchmark single barrel in Oregon. Somebody might correct me, but I know you can get just regular Benchmark 80 proof, which I'm glad you didn't bring that tonight. Maybe another time we'll compare it, but I've never had this Benchmark single barrel. Maybe you guys have. So I don't know. We're gonna give it a shot.
All right.
The gal at
All Star Liquors
in California.
So if you are headed down to Brookings, Oregon,
if you're in that
going to the beach,
area, yep.
You cross over the California border, there it is, All Star Liquors. They have a huge selection.
And a lot of Benchmark single barrel, apparently.
And a lot of Benchmark single barrel. But she swore to me, she said, this won in our blind taste test with Blanton's. And so I said, I will take you up on that and try it out.
All right. Well, let's get into it, I guess.
All right.
Okay. You close, I'll mix up. So, again, neither of us know which ones, so we might not be drinking the same thing here. So, should we just start with, I'm just going to start with this guy. You just had to throw a curveball. You just couldn't help yourself.
These are the things I do out of love.
This one, right out of the gate, there is a bit more alcohol.
That's funny. That's what I smell on this too.
There's some sweetness, but mostly alcohol. I mean, just on smell, I don't know.
Okay.
It's smoother than it smelled. So what were you doing in Brookings?
We went to the beach.
Nice.
I made a bad decision. So I said to myself, you're half Italian. You don't need to wear sunscreen. And so I didn't. And I got very, very burned. I got very, very burned.
Well, you beat the heat. I mean, it was like...
I beat the heat.
It was like 100 and, I don't even know, 115 here in town, so...
It's been crazy hot here in Oregon. I know it's been a heat wave all over the country, too.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we went to the beach, and I decided
You just skipped on that 30-second...
I did.
That would have saved you?
Yeah, time.
That was a very man decision of you.
Well, that and when, value time, that equation I always talk about, it wasn't there. There's no value in this. I don't need this.
Pay for it for the next 2 weeks, but yeah, that 30 seconds.
And then lo and behold, I looked on the Googles, and sunburns are really bad for you.
They are, yes.
My wife told me that too. She was not happy about that.
Skin does not like sunburns.
So I'm going to try the other guy.
Okay, go.
Right off the bat, whatever this is, this smells better.
Okay. This has less alcohol smell right out of the gate.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not getting a lot of... I mean, kind of just classic caramel or vanilla. I don't know. I don't find that one as smooth.
The second one not as smooth.
This one, personally.
The first one, okay.
This one tastes smoother, but I don't like the nose. This one, the nose is better, but the taste is a little...
Okay, so here's the thing. One of these two was $70, which, I mean, in the whiskey world isn't a crazy amount of money, but it's still, it positions it on a certain level in the shelf against the $23.99 one, right?
And this is 95 proof.
Yeah.
And Blanton's is 93.
So I mean, they're pretty close.
If I had to guess, this is the 95 proof and this is the 93 proof, just based on smooth.
Okay.
I like this nose better though.
This one for sure for me, whatever it is, the nose is much better too.
I don't know. I go back to this one. It's not as bad. I mean, it's good. I mean, it sounds bad. I'm gonna hate if this is Blanton's and I'm like totally just dissing on the nose. And
I actually think they're both really good, but I don't like.
I don't care for the nose on this one.
Whatever
this one is. I don't know why, but I don't care.
Has anybody ever had? And I know we did it with the Evan Williams. Those bottles where you get it and it just tastes like rubbing alcohol. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, and it's not always it's not always necessarily denoting like that it's cheap. It's just it has a certain like astringent yuck. I don't like it. It's like somebody's like, cool, let's pour some rubbing alcohol in this bottle. A couple drops. It's not Brokers.
An astringent yuck.
It's what it is. Yeah. All right. So I think I'm ready to vote on my favorite.
All right. What do you got?
Okay. So once we vote too, I am curious. I do have some thoughts. Like, actually, before we even get into that, I'm curious. One of these clearly, again, being $70. The other one clearly not.
Yeah.
If you were walking into the store, how important for you is that price point? Like when you see it, like how important is
Yeah.
Does it elevate it in your mind as a consumer?
I'm a sucker in the sense of like I immediately gravitate to something that is going to be $50 plus. But we've tried like Early Times was one that kind of proved the whole thing wrong at like $22 or something, and that won our blind. And in all honesty, I would gravitate to something above $50, even if it wasn't Blanton's, if it was something else over a bottom shelf. I'm not gonna be as tempted to try this as I am gonna be to try something in the $50, $60, $70 range. Because my expectations, I guess, are that I'm probably not gonna like this. I don't mind a screw cap and even the presentation, but just the price point does it sends a message, I guess. And so even though it's cheaper and I could buy 3 of them for the price of this, I'd still go for this at a store if I found it.
You know what's so funny? You said that just now. I'm reading a book. It's totally a classic. It's what is it, the 22 Immutable Laws of Branding, and I'll reread old books. And in the book, he talks about sales and equating it with the brand. And so he poses this question, and he says, can you sell $100 Rolex? And of course the answer, yes, you could sell a $100 Rolex. He's like, you could in fact probably sell thousands of $100 Rolexes. And then he says something really interesting, but every single one that you sell would essentially be denigrating the brand worse and worse and worse. You would be hurting it more and more and more. Because the reason that Rolex has purchased that idea of prestige or elevated,
Did they literally purchase the word prestige?
No. He actually says that about Mercedes, but it's this idea of like there's a certain elevated nature of owning a Rolex, and it's and if you anybody could buy it, then anybody could buy it. You know what I mean? And obviously, like $70 is not a huge we're not gonna break the bank on $70, but if you're walking into the store and you're like, well, shoot, I can buy 3 of these for the price of that. What a value.
Right.
But at the same time, right, like if this one is harder to get, if it costs more, if, the story, the presentation, everything else aligns with that, which I think it does. I really do think that, I don't know what you guys think, but Blanton's has a certain sophistication with it, even related.
Their branding is awesome.
Like with the Derby, the idea of the horse race, and it's elevated. It has a certain feeling about it, and then you see even the paper. Like you feel the paper, the torn paper. The press is really cool. Even the way you were telling me that there's an animatic in the bottle tops where when you collect Blantons, it actually the horse races.
Yeah.
It's very, very smart. This, it opens easily. You can put it in a paper bag, hide it under the pillow at night. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't feel like personally. I think it doesn't have that same level of sophistication. But when I was told by somebody, like word of mouth, hey, this is.
And that's a great point. As soon as you heard this. Stood up to this instantly. And what's kind of interesting too is it came from a reputable source. I mean, somebody who this is what they do for a living.
Nicest liquor store this side of California border.
So we don't venture into California very often for many reasons, but when we do, All Star Liquors.
They're awesome.
But it's if the word of mouth is praise, then you give it a shot. I mean, that's how we tried a handful. I mean, almost everything that I have and have tried has come from somebody saying, hey, you got to try this. Or I thought it was cool looking. But yes, Blanton's has their branding on lock. Benchmark has their pricing. But I don't know. If this ends up winning, then all bets are off. Then who cares, right? I don't know. You just got to know what you know. Then you just got to be an expert. You just got to try everything. Go to the bottom shelf, buy everything.
Do you remember?
And compare it against Blanton's, and who knows?
Do you remember years ago when there's this commercial? There's a weird commercial that sticks out in my mind. It was this when cereal was getting put into bags instead of the boxes, and when you walked down the aisle, and there was a guy, and he's like walking around, and he's like, you just gotta come down here sometimes, and he's like walking down low on the shelf, and there's all the bags of cereal, and he's like, yeah, come check it out. And I was like, when I was a kid, I would tell my mom, like, the good cereal's at the end, it's in the bags, it's in the bags.
Does cereal do top shelf? Do they do like top shelf cereal?
I mean, when I was a kid, Frosted Flakes was pretty top shelf.
Yeah.
Top shelf stuff.
All right.
So back to the. Okay.
We got to make a decision. So, okay, you go first.
This guy.
That one.
That guy.
Okay.
I don't know.
Do you like the smell?
I like the nose.
Okay.
There's a really smooth. I get a lot more flavor profile, and the I don't know. It tastes more complex.
Okay.
It's sweeter.
Yeah.
This is sweeter.
So I like the nose on this one. I'd say slightly better. Not a lot better, but slightly better. I like the taste on this one. Not much better, but I mean, they're closer than I was hoping, I could guess. But I'm going to go with this guy because I enjoy the taste, and at the end of the day, I want it to taste good. So
fair. But wait. So here's the thing. Again, 70.
True.
30.
23.
Yeah,
Let's get that.
23. California.
Don't
it's a hard 23.
Don't oversell it.
So here's the thing: if you're having trouble,
I know. That's what I'm saying. I was like, I'm shocked just in the fact that there is a little bit.
You guys at home are gonna judge hard for this one.
I know. Well, you just never know. When you do blinds, you never know.
All right. Do you want me to
I'm going this one.
Lift yours up, and I'll look underneath, and I will tell you what it is. Blantons.
Blantons. Okay.
Blantons.
All right.
And.
Blantons.
All right.
Well, there you go. Mine was close. Just for anybody out there who maybe you haven't tried Benchmark. I'd never tried Benchmark single barrel. It was close for me. This one definitely won out. I did not enjoy the nose nearly as much as this guy, which.
They're both very good, though. They're both, one has a bit more astringent taste.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't in any way say that it's bad. I think
the Blantons for me was smoother. I think it was sweeter, but like in a good way, not like syrupy sweet.
Like 2 points less proof, I guess.
And I can't remember what I think I said. I thought this one was the higher proof as well.
Yeah.
I don't know, we can go back and
okay,
check,
so. Out of curiosity, just real quick, throw it out there. What would you give for a tasty score on our new friend?
The Benchmark, I honestly, gosh, that's a good question. See, even going back to it now, it almost is more alcohol-y and more.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure it's as close anymore. But is that because I know? I don't know.
You've perceived something.
I know this is totally honest, and I do really like Blanton's, but I'm going to give this a 2, and I'm only going to give Blanton's a 3.
Okay.
So
but give the whole score. What do you?
So I wouldn't drink this. I would drink this in a mixed drink.
Okay.
And I would not. It wouldn't be a daily drinker, and I would give it a 2. And then Blanton's, I would drink it neat. I think just from the prestige of what it is, I would drink it neat. I could drink it daily, but I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna go not a daily drinker, and I'm gonna give it a 3.
Okay.
Fair?
I think that's fair. So, this guy, again, I'm for the price point, very happy with it. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna give it.
Yeah, you want half numbers now, don't you?
I want half numbers now. No,
we don't do half numbers.
No, we don't do half numbers. No, I'm gonna give it a 2. I think that you were spot on with that rating. It's about a 2. It's not the lowest of low, but when you start getting into 3s, for those of you guys at home, 3s are kind of it's the hump in the middle. Like, we're starting to get into some good stuff. 4s and 5s are incredibly rare. I don't think we've ever given.
I don't think we have a 5.
5 is special.
Yeah. 5's that Lagavulin 16 back there, but.
Possibly. So I'm going to give it a 2. I'm going to say it's not a daily drinker, and I'm going to agree with you. I think it'd make a great, you know what would be great? Old-fashioned.
Yeah.
It'd be a great old-fashioned. So, yeah, make it a 2, not daily drinker, old-fashioned.
Where do you stand on the Blantons?
For the Blantons, I would drink that every day. It's delicious. This is, by the way, my wife's favorite bourbon. She loves Blanton. She's told me several times. I'm going to give that a 3, daily drinker, neat.
Okay, yeah. Fair enough. All right, well, there you have it. Dave threw us a curveball. We tried Benchmark single barrel against Blanton's single barrel, and for me it was close, closer than I thought, but Blanton's overall took it, which I'm really glad. And same for Dave, went with the Blantons.
Yeah. So, All-Star Liquors in outside of Brookings there. Thank you guys very much for the recommendation, though. We do really appreciate it, and yeah,
absolutely.
Thank you for sharing.
All right, guys. Well, that is it, and thank you for joining us again. Please like and subscribe. It really helps us out. We are trying to get to 100 subscribers as fast as possible. So hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Thank you guys, and see you next time.